Let's be honest, a lot of people have searched how to masturbate at least once in their life. Maybe out of curiosity, maybe because nobody explained it properly, maybe because the only education they got was from movies, rumors, or that one friend who sounded confident but was also very much guessing. And because masturbation is still treated as a taboo topic, a lot of people end up asking the same questions like, is masturbation normal? Am I doing it right? What if I do not finish? What if I feel guilty about it? So today we're talking about masturbation in a beginner-friendly and shame-free way. We'll cover what masturbation actually means, why people do it, the possible benefits, common myths, and practical tips for people with vulvas and with penises. Hi, I'm Penny and welcome to Clitical Thinking, where sexual health, pleasure, and real education come together so you can make informed choices with confidence. Critical thinking reflects Lauvette's commitment to modern sexual health and wellness education that's accessible and available to everybody. Masturbation is touching your own body for your sexual pleasure. It can involve your hands, fingers, sex toys, or everyday items like a pillow and shower head. It is usually done alone, but couples can do it also together. And this is known as mutual masturbation. Now, before we go any deeper, let's make one thing clear. Masturbation is not automatically a sign that something is wrong. It does not mean you are lonely. It does not mean you are bad. It does not mean that your relationship is failing. And it definitely does not mean your body is doing unnatural. Masturbation is just a natural part of self-exploration. It can help you understand your body better, from your preferences and comfort level to the kind of touch that feels good for you. But it's also a personal choice. You can explore at your own pace. There is no pressure to try just because other people do. The goal of this video is not to convince you to masturbate, but to give clear, respectful information so you can make your own choices. People masturbate for many different reasons. Some do it because they feel curious, some do it for sexual pleasure, some do it for sexual release, some do it to relax, some do it because they help them sleep, some do it to understand what kind of touch they enjoy, and some do it simply because it feels good. Masturbation is considered one of the safer ways to explore pleasure because it does not involve direct sexual contact with another person. That means there is no risk of pregnancy and no risk of sexual transmitted infections when you are doing it alone. Benefit number 1. Safer way of explore pleasure. It can also help with partnered intimacy because you learn what your body responds to. For example, you may discover that you like softer pressure, slower pacing, circular motions, more warm-up, or external stimulation more than internal stimulation. Benefit number 2, better communication with the partner. And when you understand that, it becomes easier to communicate with the partner. Instead of hoping they magically know what to do, which is cute but not always realistic, you can say, I like this, or can we slow down? Or this kind of pressure feels better. Some people also find masturbation helps to relieve stress or tension. This may be connected to body's release of feel-good chemicals during arousal and orgasm. Benefit number 3, stress and pain relief. For some people with periods, orgasm may also help with menstrual cramps. But this is not guaranteed. Some people feel relief, while others feel more discomfort because of muscle contractions. So if you have painful cramps, masturbation should not be your only option. Still best to speak with the healthcare provider if the pain is severe or persistent. Benefit number 4, helps in reducing prostate cancer risk. For people with prostate glands, some research has also found an association between frequent ejaculation and lower prostate cancer risk, whether it's through sex or masturbation. Just note that this shouldn't be treated as guaranteed prevention method. Now, let's clear up some myths because, wow, masturbation has been blamed for a lot of things. Apparently, it has been accused of having hairy palms, vision loss, acne, infertility, penis shrinkage, memory loss, depression, low energy, and all kinds of dramatic body changes. That is a lot of responsibility for one hand. The truth is, those claims are not supported by evidence. Masturbation does not make you infertile. It does not permanently ruin your genitals. It does not automatically cause erectile dysfunction. It does not automatically mean you're addicted. And it does not make you a bad person. However, like many behaviors, it can become a concern if it starts interfering with your daily life. If masturbation becomes difficult to control, affects your work or relationships, causes distress, or continues when it creates negative consequences, that may be a sign to talk to a mental health professional or sex therapist. Now, let's talk about masturbation for people with vulvas. But before we talk about the steps, let's quickly revisit the female reproductive anatomy. The vulva is the external part of the female genitals. This includes the outer lips, inner lips, clitoral hood, clitoris, and vaginal opening. The vagina is the internal canal. A lot of people use vagina to describe everything. But when we talk about pleasure, the vulva means a lot, especially the clitoris. The clitoris is a major pleasure organ, and a recent study from Oregon Health and Science University discovered there's more than 10,000 nerve endings in it. The small part you can see externally is just one part of it. It also has internal structures, which actually plays a role in vaginal play, but more on that later. That's why for beginners, we recommend external stimulation with your fingers first. This may involve gently touching around the clitoral hood, the inner lips, the outer lips, or the area around the clitoris. Some people like direct clitoral touch, while others find that too intense and prefer touching around the clit instead. Try different motions and see what your body responds to. You can try up and down, side to side, circular, swirling, tapping, or firm, steady pressure. There is no technique that would work for everyone. Some people like light touch, some like pressure, some like a consistent rhythm, some like switching things up. It's really up to you to explore and discover what you like. Now, if you want to explore internal or vaginal stimulation, we recommend starting slow. Internal stimulation. Begin by stimulating your vaginal opening and other areas in your vulva. Once you feel comfortable, you can insert one clean finger. Some people enjoy an in and out motion, while others prefer curling the finger towards the front wall of the vagina. This may stimulate a sensitive area commonly known as the G-spot. Now, the G-spot has been talked about like it's one of the hidden buttons inside the vagina, but the body is more complex than that. As researchers learn more about the internal parts of clitoris, it appears that G-spot stimulation may actually involve the deeper clitoral network and nearby sensitive tissues. So if that area feels good for you, it may be because it is indirectly stimulating parts of the internal clitoris. Just remember, not everyone enjoys internal stimulation. For many people with vulvas, clitoral stimulation plays a big role in pleasure and orgasm. So if penetration alone does not feel exciting for you, it simply means your body has its own preferences. Now, if fingering is not your thing, or you simply want variety, there are other ways to masturbate. One option is pillow humping. This involves grinding against a pillow, folded blanket, or soft surface to create pressure around the vulva or clitoral area. Some people like this because it feels less direct and easier to control through body movement. Another technique is centribation. This means squeezing or rubbing the thighs together to create indirect stimulation around the clitoris. It can also be done with clothing on, which can make the sensation softer and more gradual. Then, there's water masturbation, which uses running water like a faucet or detachable shower head to stimulate the clitoris. Some people enjoy it because it can feel relaxing, private, and easy to clean up after. And finally, we have toy play. This involves using love toys like a mini vibrator, suction toy, slim dildo, or magic wand massager. Just start on the lowest setting, use lubricant when needed, and clean the toys before and after the deed. You don't have to try all of the techniques in one session. Start with what feels comfortable. Go at your own pace. Pay attention what feels safe and pleasurable for your body. Now, Let's talk about masturbation for people with penises. The most common method is using your hand to stroke the penis. But even with something that sounds simple, there is a lot of room to explore. You can change the grip, you can change the speed, you can focus on the shaft, the head, or the area where the head meets the shaft. You can use one hand, both hands, or switch hands to create a different sensation. Just make sure to use lubricant as it reduces the friction and makes the experience smoother and more comfortable. Also, try not to use the tightest grip every single time. If your body gets used to very intense pressure, lighter touch from a partner, or different stimulation may feel less noticeable. The body can get used to patterns, so changing things up can help. You can also use love toys to bring more variety in your self-pleasure plays. There are tons of toys available for penises like stroker, flashlight, masturbator. A stroker is usually an open-ended textured tube that you place around the penis to create a different kind of sensation. Flashlights work similarly, but they usually come with a firmer close-ended case and a soft textured sleeve inside. They're often designed to create a fuller sensation and mimic the look and feel of genitals. Then we have masturbators, which often use motion or suction effects so you don't have to rely on your hand. If you're using any of these toys, apply water-based lube on both the toy and the penis so there is less friction and more glide. After use, clean the toy properly, let it dry completely, and store it somewhere clean. Anal and prostate masturbation. Now, let's briefly talk about anal and prostate masturbation. Anal stimulation can be enjoyed by people of different genders, but something you want to approach slowly, gently, and with a lot of patience. The reason anal stimulation can feel good is because the area has many nerve endings. For some people, even external touch around the anus can feel pleasurable. For people with penises, there's also the prostate, which is a sensitive gland located a few inches inside the rectum. When stimulated carefully, it can create a deep, full-body kind of pleasure. But because the anus does not self-lubricate, lubricant is non-negotiable here. Use plenty of water-based lube, go slowly, and never force anything in. If something feels uncomfortable or too intense, stop and give your body time. And for those who want to explore toys, choose ones specifically designed for anal play, like butt plugs, anal beads, anal vibrators, or prostate massagers. The most important feature is flare base. This prevents the toy from going too far inside the body and makes removal safer. Please do not use random objects because anal play needs toys that are body safe, smooth, easy to clean, and designed for that area. And as always, clean your toys before and after use. Use lube generously and listen to your body. Anal and prostate play can be pleasurable for some people, but it should never feel rushed, forced, or painful. Now, let's talk about basic masturbation styles. If you're wondering the difference between techniques and styles, think of it this way. Techniques are the specific actions you do, like rubbing, stroking, tapping, or using a toy. Styles are more about how you structure the experience. There's currently 3 basic masturbation styles, which are rhythmic, freestyle, and edging. Rhythmic masturbation means a repeated pattern, like rubbing or stroking at a steady pace. Some people like this because consistency helps pleasure build gradually. Second is freestyle masturbation. This is more spontaneous. You switch between techniques depending on what feels good at the moment. Maybe you start slow, change pressure, shift positions, or move from one area to another. It's less structured and more about following your body's cues. Third is edging, which means stimulating yourself until you feel close to climax, then slowing down or pausing before starting again. Some people enjoy this because it can prolong the experience and make the final release feel more intense. There is no universal normal amount of masturbation. Some people masturbate often, some rarely do. Some go through phases where they want it more, then phases where they do not think about it much. What matters is how it affects your life. If masturbation feels enjoyable, safe, and doesn't negatively affect your daily life, it is usually something not to worry about. But if it starts interfering with responsibilities, relationship, health, sleep, or emotional well-being, that may be a good time to pause and seek support. A sex therapist or mental health professional can help you understand what is going on without shame or judgment. So that ends our guide on how to masturbate for people with vulvas and people with penises. Now, let me ask you, what masturbation myth did you hear growing up that you later realized was not true? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this video helped you understand your body better, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share it to someone who might need a shame-free guide to self-pleasure. If you're interested in exploring beginner-friendly love toys, lubricants, or more educational resources, visit Lauvette.ph or check the links in the description. Thanks for tuning in to Clitical Thinking. See you on the next one!